Hey friends, Joe Mull here, and my new podcast, BossBetter Now, launches on January 3rd. We've started recording episodes, and I am so excited to share it with you. Enjoy this preview. From time to time, we will do a segment called Boss Scripts, where we give our listeners questions or phrases they can use to boss better in a variety of circumstances. And so our boss script today is tell me more about that.
Oh, that's a hardcore coaching gold question.
It's a coaching gold question. So tell me more about that is a phrase that bosses can carry around with them and use in a variety of circumstances. And as our resident professional coach, where is that phrase really useful?
So to me, that's like this is the thing that comes to mind is you got the employee that's coming at you for the 1,000th time with the same question, and you ask them, well, what do you think, right? And for the 1,000th time, they reiterate some version of why they think that they needed to come to you and they couldn't use their own independence or autonomy or anything else to solve that problem, right? When they come at you with that reiteration, that's whenever you lay on. Tell me more about that, okay? Because that's going deeper, and we're slogging through the BS of whatever the heck the reiteration of that question was.
And for the record, I want you to understand that Alyssa is doing a shoveling motion right now when she talks about digging through the muck.
It's stinky. It's real stinky, right?
So when people come to us with the same question over and over again, we can use tell me more about that. One of the scenarios that I think where this is really powerful is when you have your one-word answerer, right? Or your person that is just kind of doing that I will not engage response, right? Maybe you've sat across from someone and you've given them some feedback that they don't agree with or they get defensive. And you ask them, why does this keep happening? And they say, I don't know. If you wait that pregnant pause, and then you say, tell me more about that. And then you use another technical skill, which I refer to as shut up. You stop talking, right? You say...
It's very technical.
And it's hard, right? It takes practice. You got to be okay with silence.
Yeah.
But to be able to say, tell me more about that.
Yeah.
And then wait. Like whoever talks next loses.
That's right. That's right. Silence and using of that particular question those are the two, that's like the magic recipe. Like the KFC across the street, that's what they use too. They say, tell me more, and then they wait, right? That's the magic recipe.
And it's such a powerful phrase in almost any circumstance, right? We have folks who are listening who will have their bosses come to them and express a concern about something or give them a directive that they don't fully understand. And you could say, hey, time out a second. Tell me more about that.
Yeah. It can go up too.
It can go up.
It can go all the ways.
And it's a much more savvy phrase than hold on, I don't understand.
Yeah.
Right? To be able to say, can you tell me more about that? What you're demonstrating is an interest in what the other person has to say. That is a servant leadership phrase.
Yeah.
Right? When a member of your team comes to you and says, I'm frustrated by X, you say, tell me more about that, right? Which is a way of saying, I care about your feelings right now, and I'm going to make time to hear about them. I may not have a lot of time. And if we resist our fixer mentality or our answer the question mentality, right? So many leaders get into leadership because they like fixing things and they have the answers based on skill or experience or knowledge or instinct, but it's not always helpful or healthy to just give the answer.
That's right.
Sometimes we want to teach people to, think for themselves. And so we have to embrace that coaching mindset. And so this phrase, tell me more about that, it can be used there as well, right?
Absolutely.
I love it. I would love to hear from you all when you have tried this phrase. So if you go away after this episode and you say, tell me more about that, and someone, has a response, we want to hear about how it goes. And so you can email us at bossbetternow@gmail.com. That's our podcast email address, bossbetternow@gmail.com. Share your story with us. We might even read it on the air.
Cool.
And if we read your story on the air, folks, you're going to get an amazing prize. We're going to give you 2 free tickets to blah, 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 blah. This thing that doesn't exist yet, that we haven't built for the podcast, but it's going to be amazeballs.